So, when I ask, what is Odoo? What comes to mind? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But some people also say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. I mean, whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So, what is Odoo? Well, I guess Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it. Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hey, Northbound. Welcome back. Hey, just a sec. I gotta, hold on. I gotta respond to this email real quick. I'll be right back with you. Hey, sorry I started this podcast. I really shouldn't have because I've got a lot of stuff going on and I'm just really busy. And so I'll be right back with you. Does it seem like I don't care right now? All right. Well, crazy story, bro. When someone says, dude, that's crazy story, bro, that is one of those phrases that the internet categorizes as the phrase that comes right after they didn't listen to a thing that you said. Have you ever been in that meeting? Maybe it was feedback. Maybe it was a meeting with other people. Maybe it was just an ad hoc meeting with your boss or your manager, and they weren't listening to you the entire time. They were too busy. You were not the focus. You know how many times this has happened in my career where I have had a meeting with someone and they were busy with an email or a phone call or a text. And the crazy thing is, they asked for the meeting. They invited me to sit down with them. Sometimes I've been in meetings where they were distracted by just a project. Like we have a meeting together one-on-one, but they're still working on an Excel spreadsheet the entire time that we're talking. If that has happened to you, you are not alone. This happens all the time. And that's why I am doing this episode today, because leaders need to show their people that they care. That is so vitally important. And when you call a meeting, that is the time that you are going to show that, or one of the main times that you're going to show people that you care about them, that it's personal, because it is. We are people, and so it's personal. So I have a few things to share. I have 8 things to be precise. 1, distraction is communication. When you are distracted, you are saying a lot. Leaders always are communicating. If you are a leader, you are always communicating. Sometimes just by your actions. And in a lot of the time, you may not even know what you're communicating. A buzzing phone, an open laptop, emails mid-conversation, all says something to the person across the desk from you. So when you are distracted, this is what you are saying. This meeting isn't important. You're interrupting my real priorities. I don't trust this moment to deserve my full attention. And there's trust. We've been talking about trust. And there it is. You are saying, I don't trust this moment, and they're not going to trust you. At Northbound, we are helping leaders understand that attention is directional, and where your attention points, your people are going to follow. And so when you are sitting at that table, you need to be directional, and you're directional with your intentions to show care to the people you lead. Number 2 is that feedback requires presence, not efficiency. You're not worried about getting things done while doing feedback. That's terrible. You're not worried about efficiency right now. You're worried, or you're not worried, but you are focused on a moment. Feedback is not a task to be optimized. It is a moment of trust transfer back and forth. If you're multitasking, the other person is going to hear critique and feel dismissed. And the message that lands is going to be correction, not care. So feedback without presence feels like discipline instead of development. Number 3, stewardship. Meetings are stewardship of time. Time is a resource you cannot replenish. You can't get it back. So when leaders don't remove distractions, then they're wasting everyone's time and they're wasting energy. So a distracted leader will create longer meetings, lack of clarity, and resentment, quiet resentment. At Northbound, we understand that when we ask for your time, we owe you our attention. Number 4 is that distraction is going to reveal an unhealthy hierarchy, a leadership hierarchy. It's going to say, hey, I'm not at your level, so I'm not going to pause. I outrank you. You're down here, I'm up here. I got big things to do, and I really just don't have the time to stop doing those things to give you my undivided attention. That's really sad. And it shows that your emails are more important than people. Here is a question for you to ask yourself. What do people think outranks them when they sit across from me? I'll say it again. What do people think outranks them when they sit across from me? Or in other words, what do they think is more important than them when they're meeting with me? You should show them in that moment they are the most important thing. Number 5, presence builds psychological safety. We have talked about psychological safety a couple of times before, but this is where if you can build a space of psychological safety, then people will speak honestly to you. Distraction will shut down their vulnerability, it will shut down their innovation, and it will shut down any healthy disagreement. If people do not feel heard, they will stop speaking. And if they stop speaking, you're going to start guessing. Number 6, leaders go first. Leaders set the trail. So if the leader is checking his phone, everyone's checking their phone. If the leader's on his laptop, everyone's going to be on their laptop. It's going to be this whole culture of distraction and a culture that doesn't get stuff done. And you would think that it would be the opposite. You're like, no, they're all busy. No, there are times where busy needs to stop and relationships need to form. Number 7 is going to be practical takeaways for you. These are Northbound practices, and they're doable actions for you to try or to commit to. When you have a meeting with someone, close the laptop. If you have to have it open for the meeting, I understand that there are times for that, but especially for feedback, close the laptop. If you have feedback forms, and I'm going to do another episode on this because feedback forms are a whole other topic to go more in depth on. But using feedback forms can be good, but I almost always will not use one initially. I may go back and fill it out, but that can also be a distraction in a feedback session, is filling out that form. And that's all you're focused on rather than actually looking eyeball to eyeball or seeing eyeball to eyeball with somebody and getting that feedback both ways. That form gets in the way of that. So I recommend having a way, and I can help you with this. And I just encourage you to get outside of the paperwork, outside of that laptop, put that phone face down and turn it off. And make sure that the person across that table, or maybe there is no table, but when you're in that meeting for that next 30 minutes, 60 minutes, however long it is, they are the most important thing in that moment. That time is important. That's what you're going to communicate. And if you have a phone that's going to ring, and maybe you have a command staff or staff that's helping you, remember, we're going to give them authority. They have authority to take those calls for you. You're not taking them. It's not even going to ring. All right. Number 8 is the heart lesson. And that is that people don't need perfect leaders. They need present leaders. When they sit across from you, they don't want to feel like an interruption or an assignment. All right. So in closing here, back to the top, you are always communicating, and you're communicating this when you are distracted. What you refuse to put down or what you refuse to give up or put aside reveals what you value. If you refuse to put down that phone, you refuse to close your email, you are communicating to your people that matters more than them. And I'm going to encourage you to not do that. I encourage you to put them first in that moment, or in all moments really, but put your people first and communicate to them that they matter. Thanks, everybody. If you want any help, you can always reach out to me directly at chris@go-northbound.com. I'd love to walk with you. I'd love to meet with you and just encourage you in leadership. You just listened to another episode from the Northbound podcast. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you are encouraged and empowered in leadership. Go lead boldly and humbly. And remember our vision: elevate your team through Christ-centered leadership. If you want to be a part of our community, just go to go-northbound.com and follow the link and come join us. Follow along with courses and live streams and chats, and maybe even join us for an adventure. We'd love to have you. All of those links are in the description below. Thank you again for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. See ya.